Closed captioning is brought to you by Insect Defend Patch. Deep-free protection from biting insects.
Here we are down to the short strokes of the Campbell River Salmon Festival Lager Sports Competition. One name that's been synonymous with lager sports over the years in British Columbia is Walker. Here's Donnie Walker from Walker Power Equipment in Victoria.
In my experience, the most common failure of power equipment is the lack of knowledge of lubricants. It's very good to use a good quality mixing oil for your power products. In your power equipment, you got to make sure you use the proper mix ratio with a good quality mix oil. And most mix oils these days have fuel stabilizer in it. I also like to use a fuel additive. This fuel additive will actually burn the water that gets absorbed in a can, and it keeps your octane up. So it's very important to use an additive as well as good lubricant.
Well, I mentioned earlier we're into the home stretch of the overall standings here at the Campbell River Salmon Festival Lager Sports Competition. Dave McLeod still leading the way. One of the guys trying to track him down here in the stock saw is going to be Sterling Hart. He is in second place. He's taking on Kevin Stewart in the Echo Challenge. They have to make one cut of the 16-inch round Western White Pine, all within an inch and a half.
The inch and a half, they're using Echo CS600 saws. Lots of power here to get through it, but they got to take their time and make sure their cookies are not too wide.
It's also a cold start. Sterling Hart had that saw started into the wood in less than a second. Nice and smooth. Kevin Stewart looks like he might be able to track him down here. Sterling Hart wins the heat in 12.9. His disc look a little bit thick though. Obviously a little bit thicker than you want it there, but did you get the RPMs up on that saw before you got in the wood?
No, I got it in, but what I normally do, you pull the fast idle out before you go, so by the time you pick up the saw, that chain's already running, but there must have been a little bit of fuel stuck in the carburetor, so it stuttered a little bit at the top, and that was just enough to, well, plus I was too big, so it didn't really matter, did it?
Well, Dave McLeod taking on Carson Bischoff. He is our leader right there. Dave McLeod, Carson Bischoff, Sterling Hart. They are the top three. Anything can happen in the Echo stock saw, but Sterling Hart has just made a major faux pas by taking too thick a disc and taking that DQ. It could be up to these two guys in the overall standings.
Lots of room here now, of course, to make a good cut there. Also had the advantage of watching the first heat, doing everything right here so far. Looks like Carson's ahead of Dave.
Carson's really dropping that saw fast. Listen to those RPMs. To beat Dave McLeod would be quite a feat. Carson Bischoff wins the stock saw. You're not here just for the competition. You know that the people want to see a show, right?
That's right. It is about the people too, and you keep it lively all day. These shows can be up to 4 hours long, so we try and keep it as entertaining as possible. And if we get a laugh out of the crowd, that's definitely a bonus.
So you had pretty much a flawless cut there. The crowd was cheering you on. We're waiting for the times to come in.
Yeah, hopefully the time shows me first, but we'll see what happens.
Thanks, Carson.
Thank you.
Well, Sterling Hart was breathing down the back of Dave McLeod. He's going to be disappointed with a DQ in the stock saw. Carson Bischoff, though, sawing his way to first place with a 12.28.